Hey guys, Funkymusic here, and today I wanted to talk about TBC and why I think it's going to not do as well. Now, a couple things before we get started. I've seen some arguments. Well, Funky, you were wrong about vanilla, and you don't know what you're talking about. Now, vanilla has done okay. It has not done what my point in that video was. People were claiming, oh, millions of players are going to come back to World of Warcraft. Look, guys, it has not happened. Okay, it has not happened. I think Blizzard just released their quarterly earnings in something like that, and there was a video. Some guy had done some research on it, and I can't for the life of me remember what video it was called or what it was named. Maybe if you guys know what it is, please let me know, and I'll put a link to it in the description. I think it was a pretty big YouTube person that does cover World of Warcraft. But anyways, they were saying how, like, comparing what the statement had come out, what they were saying, that they were projecting around like 800,000 and 900,000, I think it was, players currently playing, and that's classic and current retail or subscription model accounts rather that are playing World of Warcraft. So there's that to go off of. So that's not millions and millions like everyone was fucking saying, and it has been taking a hit lately. They have shut down quite a few servers or moved people to servers. I know people, oh my goodness, there were so many, and now, there's 20, I had seen some comment the other day, there's 22 full servers, like 17, and this is all EU, I guess, 22 full, and like 7 that are medium, and like 2 that are completely dead. And okay, I get it. It has some power, I think, and like I've said about everything, once these expansions reach endgame is where you're going to see what happens. I said the same thing when Lordaeron came out. I'm like, guys, everyone's like, oh, the population, Funky, you were wrong, the population's still going and going and going. I'm like, once Lich King is down and on farm, I'd say about 6 months after farm, it's going to be boring. And yeah, there'll be some of those people who play, who like to stay at endgame their entire time. Sure, I'm one of them. I know that. I know it's going to happen. But they're going to lose a lot of people too because of that. And the same thing that's happened to Lordaeron, the same thing that's happened to every other server that I've said this about. Once they reach endgame, what do you do? How do you keep people interested in coming back? How do you keep them, wanting to play and blah, blah, blah? And Blizzard's going to have this same problem. Now, this is where TBC comes in. TBC, I know there's been rumors about it. I talked about it, even before Classic launched. When they had pretty much announced Classic, it was in the back burner of my brain thinking, okay, they're going to announce possibly a TBC realm. And a lot of people are speculating that's where they're going to be heading with this, and we're going to see a TBC realm. So there's quite a few questions I got about this, and it's just some major issues on why I think this is going to fail. So let's just go ahead and look. I know that private servers, LOL private servers, they can't promote like Blizzard can and all that stuff, Funky, and yada, 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 and their numbers are faked. Yes, some of their numbers are faked. I would say their population is usually, if it says that population's at 1,000, I'm going to minus about like 500 from that. Anything over 1,000, I'm going to take that population and half it. Because I think most of that's just a lot of fake population a lot of these servers, as you know, Endless just launched the other month, and they're trying to generate a lot of stuff. And from what I'm gathering here, Endless, there's a lot of stuff going on with Endless where it's a stock TBC. So I've seen all this stuff. I've read about comments, people saying it's dead already, and how it's just a disaster of a launch. So I'm gonna negate Endless for now. I'm just gonna this whole thing just cross it off. So even a couple months back when I was working on another video, and actually I think I was going to work on doing this video, I was on here and you could see the population difference between this and other private servers. Now, obviously with Classic Vanilla being played, the Classic Vanilla private server scene has died quite a bit. Now, depending on what Blizzard does, if they keep the server up for a long time, or decide to move on, or what they plan on doing, that could change, but before... My point in this is, before I get off topic real quick here, is the fact that before Blizzard had announced that they were going to do a classic TBC, or a classic vanilla realm, that they were going to have classic WoW, there were still a lot of players playing vanilla, and there was a lot of players playing Wrath of the Lich King, right? And I don't doubt that they might actually release TBC. What I'm trying to say is why it's going to be a failure if they do decide to launch this. And this could be a reason why we never see Wrath come to Blizzard and be played on Blizzard Realms, on official realms. I think that once TBC launches, you're going to see this. If there's any good indicator of what's going to happen, look, we all know that vanilla, and what I mean by that is we all know vanilla was highly popular in the private server scene. We all know Wrath of the Lich King is highly popular in the private server scene. TBC has never been popular. For whatever reason, they have never been popular. Or the expansion has never been popular. And it's one of the greatest expansions of all time. Probably some of the best raids, like just continuously best raids. It wasn't like, when I think of Wrath, I think of, oh, Nax, this is just recycled crap. And then you got, oh, yay, Udalar, awesome, fun. Then you got, shitty TOC, and then you turn right around and get an awesome ICC, right? It wasn't like up and down all over the place, or like Cataclysm where every raid sucked minus Firelands. It wasn't like that. TBC, every raid was just fucking amazing, and it only got better as time went on. So I just don't get it. PvP was first introduced, resilience ratings. There was still a lot of things. I think the only thing that really hurt it when I look back on TBC was there was just still a lot of broken classes that didn't play well. There was nobody playing, Ret. Feral was still meh. It wasn't. There was just classes that were still broken. Warlocks were still super overpowered in PvP. I mean, Warrior Druid in 2s was like Paladin DK in 2s in Wrath. I mean, it's just ridiculously stupid. So yeah, for whatever reason, TBC has just never faced the love. And you guys, well, where's your proof at? Well, it's just private server. Well, if you go off just basing it off private servers, which is really kind of the only thing we can really base this off of. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully you know what I'm saying. You look here, you got a population of 5,000, or 500 to 1,000, 250 to 500, 250 to 500. Warmane's down to 250 to 500, and that's not even true. Warmane doesn't even get above, and here's the Warmane numbers. I mean, look, there's 116 online. It's below the 250 mark. I mean, they kind of just average it because I think they try to cover the spread of who's lying about their numbers and whatnot on DKP minus, but I mean, you compare that to Icecrown right now, is at almost 10,000 players, and it's 8:41 p.m. here in the Eastern Standard Time, so this is when most of the EU players are getting offline. So usually that Icecrown's at peak 12k, Outland's maybe at like 350 on a good day, and yeah, it's just terrible. So if we look at Vanilla Realms currently, I mean, even Vanilla Realms really, even though Classic Vanilla has hurt a lot of them, they're still somewhat alive. But if you compare the Burning Crusade realms, just what I really want to do, I mean, they don't even compare, right? Icecrown, Warmane, 5,000 plus. Sunwell, 2,500 to 5,000. Lordaeron, 2,500 to 5,000. Wow, so I mean, you're talking K, 5K, 2.5K, 1,000. I mean, cripe, you don't get down to like their numbers, TBC numbers, until you get way down here, So there's just so many more players playing Wrath of the Lich King versus TBC, and like I said, for whatever reason that is. Now, people have also said, well, Funky, a lot of people that played TBC wanted to play Vanilla too. Look, I don't doubt that there's a significant portion of people that do. I mean, I totally get that, but I don't think that doesn't have any bearing when you look at the past and you look at how TBC has never really challenged at any single point ever challenged Wrath of the Lich King or Vanilla in terms of a player base in private servers. This is I'm talking decade ago, right? The last 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3 years before Classic was launched or announced. The last, 2 years ago it was announced and then launched. I mean, they've never had a population that rivals Vanilla servers or Wrath servers. So this is not just something new that is going on. I mean, people want to act that way and have that mentality about it. They're just flat out wrong. If they had known anything about private servers or kept up with the private server numbers and where everyone was going, it's always been like that. So that's my thing. That's my main point on why I think TBC will fail. Excuse me. The other reason I have is, will they be keeping Vanilla or forcing players to move to TBC? This is a big problem here, because what if they delete the vanilla realms and make everyone go TBC. That's going to piss a lot of people off, and they're not going to want to play. Or you have the option to stay endgame vanilla, or say, for example, take that level 60 character and make him a level 70, or, to advance to level 70. Do they plan on keeping both realms there, or they close down the vanilla realms and move, like I said, move everyone to TBC? I mean, there's a lot of options there. And how many expansions do they plan on doing like this? I want to come back to that last point, but how many expansions do they plan on doing like this? Because after Wrath, things really start to die off. I mean, even I'd be willing to bet there's more Cataclysm servers out there that are more populated, just about as much as the TBC ones, and even MoP have some decent ones out there. But I mean, are they going to do this for every single expansion? I thought this would probably just be a one-off. I don't know. I know Blizzard announced or came out with that tweet or whatever, that remark that, oh, if this does well, we could see it in the future doing something like that, doing expansions and all these other expansions. And I don't know. Like, I wouldn't put it past Blizzard to do it. That's not what I'm saying here. Like, I can't see the hype for these games that far removed. I mean, now that people have gotten a taste of vanilla, because look, a lot of players did not get a taste of vanilla. A lot of people were not starting to play, until later on at the peak times during, TBC and Wrath. So people, I think a wider majority of people have experience in TBC and Wrath. They've already experienced. They're like me. They don't want to go back and do it. The main reason why I wanted to continue in Wrath was there's things I didn't get to do in Wrath, or tombs I didn't get to level up, and I did ICC, we did Light of Dawn, all that stuff in retail, but I just felt like I want to do other stuff I didn't get a chance to get done, and so it was fun going back and doing that on private servers. But do I want to go do that again? No, I really don't. Maybe I'm just talking out my ass. Maybe that's just me, but that's why I think TBC will fail, guys. Again. I've said this in the other videos too. What they plan on doing with the vanilla realm at the end could really, really affect what the TBC is going to look like. Are they just going to keep the realms completely separate, and you're going to have to level 1 through 70 on the TBC realms? And where does this end? What's going to happen? Are they just going to continue to release? Oh, we're going to do. We're releasing, MoP now, and then Legion and all this stuff, like every 2 to 3 years. Are they just going to keep redoing this? I mean, when Wrath comes out, let's assume that Wrath comes out, you got to do, let's say they do 2 years of vanilla, just like they would, just like they did back, when it was current content. Let's say they do 2 years of classic vanilla, and then 2 years of Burning Crusade. I mean, Wrath is going to be, that would be another, what? We're in year number 2, going on year, we're not even first year done yet. It's 2019. I mean, you're talking, it'll be like another Wrath will have been 15 years old. I'm not saying, and people, well, Funky, vanilla, was that old. I get it, but I don't know, man. I can't see people going back to playing a 15-year-old game all the time. And let's face it, Blizzard itself is hurting. They're in some serious, they're having serious problems right now. Warcraft 3 launching and being a shit show has not helped them whatsoever. I am totally done with Blizzard until they break away from Activision, like Bungie has done. I'm completely done with Blizzard. I don't even want to play Diablo 4. I don't want to play none of their games because they're just out to make a quick buck. They don't give a fuck about you. They don't give a fuck about anything else. Used to be they actually cared about the player base, and they would actually make games that were worth playing because they love to play them too. Now it's absolute bullshit. And I don't want to be a part of that. I don't want to pay into that. I'm not going to give them any more of my money or time. So, fuck off. I mean, I hate them more than I hate Warmane's staff. I mean, that's how much I hate Blizzard right now and what they've been doing to the community, what they've been doing to everybody. It's just been fucking everyone up the ass for forever, and it's just dumb. So, anyways, that's my rant on it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Am I crazy? Am I wrong? Was there something I misspoke about? That usually happens a lot in my videos where I misspeak, and I'm like, oh yeah, I meant to say that. So, if there's something I did like that, you agree, disagree, again, leave a comment, and let me know.